So we'll proceed with session 3, that is in case of voucher, how to determine time of supply. Question number 7 and 8 are on the basis of vouchers. So how to determine time of supply? For that there are two situations. If the supply is identifiable, then the time of supply shall be date of issue of invoice or date of issue of vouchers. If the supply is not identifiable, then the time of supply shall be date of redemption of voucher. So what is this supply identifiable, not identifiable? Let us take, I am a manufacturer of so many products, n number of products. So I am giving vouchers in my outlet. You buy any product, then the supply is not particular, the supply is not specific, then it is called as supply is not identifiable. In such case, date of issue of voucher should not be considered. Date on which you are going to use the voucher, on which day you are going to redeem the voucher, that date shall be taken as time of supply. If I am manufacturer of only one product, I am issuing the voucher for the usage of only one product or purchase of only one product, then supply is identifiable because the supply is very specific. Then the time of supply shall be taken as date of issue of vouchers. We'll look at the problem number 7 and 8 which are on the basis of vouchers. Question number 7, which is on the basis of reverse vouchers. Question number 7 and 8 are on the basis of vouchers. Question number 7, have a look into this. Peter England, a ready-made garment manufacturer, issued to its prospective customers vouchers on 15th January 2018. On occasion of Pongal festival, they issued vouchers. So date of issue of voucher is on 15th January. But customers purchased ready-made garments on 26th February 2018. Find the time of supply. Here we have to be very careful. Peter England is the manufacturer and the retail outlet of ready-made garment. Customers are also buying ready-made garment. So here the supply is said to be identified. Look at the solution part. Therefore, solution determination of time of supply. So how do you determine the time of supply? Since the supply is identifiable, therefore time of supply shall be date of issue of vouchers. So what is the date of issue of vouchers here? 15th January or 26th February? Which date you are going to take into consideration? This or this? Since the supply is identifiable, we are supposed to take this date. We are not supposed to consider this date. Therefore, it is the time of supply is 15th January 2018. So this question number 8. So that entire problem can be understood in 3 different sentences. XYZ Limited purchased 500 vouchers on 15th March 2018. So for the customers, XYZ Limited customer, for the customers of XYZ Limited purchased 500 vouchers on 15th March. From whom they purchased? From ABC Limited. Who is ABC Limited? ABC Limited is a footwear manufacturer. So footwear is supply is specific supply. Second sentence, ABC Limited issued vouchers on 26th February 2018. Who is purchasing? XYZ is purchasing. From whom they are purchasing? ABC Limited. So 26th February. Vouchers encashed or vouchers redeemed on 1st April 2018. In these 3 dates, which date you are supposed to consider? 26th February, 1st April, 15th March. Which date you are going to take into consideration? Here it is clearly mentioned footwear manufacturer. The supply is clearly specific in nature. It can be identifiable. So which date should be taken into consideration? Issue of voucher date should be taken into consideration. That is 26th February. Therefore, solution part, determination of time of supply, since supply is identifiable. Supply is identifiable. That therefore time of supply shall be date of issue of vouchers. So voucher date issued is 26th February 2018. So this is the solution for question number 8. So session 4, which is on residual cases. What do you mean by residual cases? Which cannot be covered under forward charge, or under reverse charge, or under voucher, or under continuous supply of goods. If 4 elements are not covered, such kind of supply can be taken under residual cases. So question number 9 and 10, which are on the basis of residual cases. So how to determine time of supply in residual cases? It is very simple. Time of supply in case of residual shall be earliest of due date for filing periodical return, date on which GST is paid. Generally, on which day you are going to issue the invoice, that day itself is taken as the date of GST paid, or due date for periodical filing of periodical return after the month of 1 month in which transactions get over. Next month the 20th will be due date. So this or this, whichever is earlier, that shall be taken as time of supply. We shall look into question number 9 and 10, which are on the basis of residual cases. Look at question number 9. Mr. Mohan supplied goods to Mr. Arun for rupees 10,000 for the month of January 2018. So in the month of January only, Mr. Mohan is supposed to receive 10,000 rupees from Arun. But Mr. Arun could not pay the amount as agreed upon to Mr. Mohan in the month of January. So Mohan will be receiving consideration on 31st March 2018. Actually, he should pay in the month of January. He could not make the payment in the month of January. He made payment on 31st March along with interest of rupees 3,000. So 10,000 plus 3,000 together, the 13,000 payment will be made on 31st March 2018. They are asking you what is the time of supply. Look at the solution part. Determination of time of supply in residual cases. Earliest of first one, second one. Date of tax paid, date of or due date of periodical return, due date of return. So look at the dates here. Date of tax paid. There are two dates. For the month of January, one date, and 31st March is one date. So tax paid, on which date you are issuing the invoice? 31st March. On the same day only you are receiving the consideration. Whenever you receive the consideration, the same date will be taken as due date of tax paid. Whenever the invoice are issued, in the invoice only tax will be collected. So whenever the taxes are collected, date of tax paid will be 31st March. For the month of March, when the payment will be made? 31st March. When the due date will come? Next month, that is in the month of April. April month he is supposed to file the return. So 20th of next month, that is 20th of April 2018. 31st March or 20th April, whichever is earlier, 31st March. Therefore, time of supply is 31st March 2018. This is the solution for question number 9 under residual cases. Look at the question number 10. Mr. Mohan supplied 100 mobile phones to Mr. Sachin. The invoice issued date is 1st January 2018 with a 3 months agreement. So 1st January they made invoice. It is a credit transaction. After 3 months, payment has to be made. But Mr. Sachin is paying the amount on 30th June 2018. So this is 30th June 2018, payment will be made. But Mr. Sachin has to pay penalty amount. whenever the penalty amount is levied by Mr. Mohan to Mr. Sachin, then Mr. Sachin says, I will not pay full amount of penalty. I will pay only 50% of penalty. The final amount of penalty paid on 10th August 2018. There are two cases. One is date of issue of invoice and date of payment made and final payment made. There are two dates available. You need to consider solution part for the same problem. Look at the solution. Look at the solution part for question number 10 under residual cases. The time of supply shall be earliest of date on which GST is paid, due date of filing of returns. So there are two cases. Case number 1 and case number 2. Case number 1, goods supplied. Whenever goods supplied, you need to consider time of supply. So time of supply here is earliest of so date on which GST is paid. On which date invoice is issued? Invoice is issued on 1st January 2018. Whenever GST is paid or invoice is issued on 1st January, and periodical return will be 3 months once. So that is 31st March 2018 if it is 3 months return, or it is monthly return 31st January 2018. So in these two, either you take a quarterly return or you take monthly return. 1st January GST is paid. Due date of filing return, quarterly return is 31st March. Monthly return is 31st January. So in these two dates, whichever is earlier, therefore time of supply shall be 1st January 2018. So this is case 1. Case 2, for penalty paid. So Sachin is not paying 100% of penalty. He will be paying penalty on 10th August. Then time of supply shall be earliest of. So on which date he is paying penalty? 10th August 2018 he is paying penalty. So that date of penalty paid shall be taken as time of supply. Then after the month of August, next month is 20th September 2018. 20th September 2018 if it is monthly return. If it is quarterly return, then you need to consider April, May, June one quarter, July, August, September another quarter. So you need to consider after the quarter 20th October 2018 if it is quarterly return, if it is monthly return. So in both the comparison, which comes earlier? Therefore time of supply shall be 10th August 2018. So this is the solution. We have completed session 1 to session 4. Session 1 had question number 1 to 4. Session 2 had question number 5 and 6. Session 3 had question number 7 and 8. And session 4 is question number 9 and 10. All the cases, forward charge, continuous supply, reverse charge, voucher and residual supply, time of supply of goods is over. In the next session to come, we shall cover time of supply of services. Thank you.